Welcome, beautiful wayward souls. Long time no see. I love and miss you guys. So if you've been feeling lost lately in life, this reading might be for you. Feel free to hone in on a deck and see which pile resonates with you, and I'll see you at your reading. Hello, Group 1. Welcome to your reading. We're just going to do a quick energy check with the cards, and then we'll get into your tarot after. So, what do we got for you? We've got find balance in masculine and feminine energies, integration, harmony, balance, and wholeness. For you guys, I feel like you're having a really hard time with manifesting, and you're trying, or just in general, you're trying to see positive things in life, and you're like battling that difference between like you going through stuff and feeling kind of down and depressed, or feeling a lot of pain and loss, and then trying to do more things and to push yourself and to like feel happy and excited and, you know, be more positively focused, because it's like you've been through a lot, but you know that you have a lot to be grateful for, and you're just trying to evolve and do what's best for yourself. But there's this like disconnection between the need for you to like rest and recover and take care of yourself, nurture yourself, and to have self-discipline to like do the things that you need to do. We have look for a sign, and your divine timing cards is around July. So if you have been inquiring about a situation of some sort, this is when you're going to know. And look for a sign. So I think a lot of you are starting to really get into the whole manifestation thing, or just evolve your life in a lot more ways. And you might even be starting to connect more to spirit guides and things like that. But there is kind of like some sort of direction you've been wanting to move into. This could be a relationship. This could be like a new career path, but you're needing to also make a decision on something in your life that's pretty huge. And I think also that's why you might be fighting yourself if you should do it or not. And that's kind of why there's a disconnect here energetically. But there is a sign coming for you in July, which is now actually, or it could be July next year as well. But just keep your eyes open. Like if you see a certain name somewhere, if you start seeing someone's name, if you start seeing number synchronicities, you can even ask spirit, you can ask the universe, if this is meant for me, show me a purple hat. And then forget about the hat for a while, go on with your day. If you start seeing purple hats everywhere, then that's a confirmation for you that yes, this is your sign. This is for you. You can ask the universe to show you signs like that. You can ask the universe to show you certain numbers if you wanted to, and that can confirm it. There's many, many ways that if we just stop and look around and take in our surroundings, we actually find that the universe is speaking to us quite a bit. And a lot of the times, the answers that we need to seek for we receive them the best when we're in a state of stillness and receptivity of hearing what we need to hear from the universe, or from our spirit guides, from God, whatever it is that you believe in. And I think a lot of you, I'm getting kind of anxious energy. So a lot of you are Libras, and you're just kind of like, what's the right thing to do? What's the best thing to do? You could be Gemini too. I'm getting a lot of air sign energy, and I'm getting a lot of weighing pros and cons in making decisions. And yeah, a lot of headspace energy too. Like you think critically on things. It's a lot more, you're a thinker more than in your heart centered space. Like I feel like that's less familiar territory for you. Okay, so this message: whatever you've been putting off, don't procrastinate any longer. Tackle that long overdue project. You will feel better once you begin. Start with one thing at a time. Thoughts and ideas not acted upon are just lying in wait. You can do this. Right, and this really can portray with you making that decision to move forward with something, right? Or whatever it is. Maybe you've been wanting to start your own little business or a YouTube channel or something. Like, this is your confirmation. This is meant for you. This reading is your sign. I'm just kidding. Keep your eyes peeled for the signs, though. Oh, yeah. And you also got 6-6. I don't know what you believe in, but according to like numerology and angel numbers, repeating sixes are actually really good, really positive. And some are about change, but yeah, anyway. Your guardian angel is teaching you the essence of unconditional love. You are encouraged to have faith that the universe will provide for you while you are manifesting your inner desires. I am positive. Okay, and if you are struggling to even believe that you can manifest things, I just heard a knock. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that feels like confirmation. Maybe you need to have a conversation with somebody. Something needs to happen with communication, actually, because there's a telephone cord. This could be someone who is of the opposite gender as you. But yeah, there's this need to, I think this might be newer stuff for you. Like, you might just be starting to go on a more spiritual journey, connecting to life, connecting to the universe, understanding that there is like some sort of oneness to this, and we can have influence on how our lives play out through manifestation. Now, if you are trying to manifest a person, like, I really hate to break it to you, and sorry for the trigger warning, but we cannot manifest people in our lives, because it's like we all have that conscious free will to bring influence and attract things into our lives based on our own energy and our dominant thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. And that's why self-awareness is so important. That's why we call it waking up, because when you're self-aware about who you choose into your life and what job you choose for yourself, you're looking out for yourself, and therefore you're making informed decisions, and you're inviting more things into your life that match who you truly are, and you start to just energetically attract more things and people that are like-minded and beautiful stuff like that. You can absolutely manifest people that are like-minded to come towards you, but if you're in a place where you're really chasing somebody and you feel like you're trying to manifest them, like, there's some level of attachment there that's not coming from love. And a lot of the times when it's unrequited and we feel like we need to manifest somebody, that's just like an inner wound playing out from our past. Like, you've been heartbroken before, and it's like this running game of like, you need to win someone over. But maybe you don't. Maybe you're worthy, and you're meant to be loved just as you are now. And you don't need to win someone over. If it's reciprocated, they'll text you back. And you shouldn't have to chase somebody. They should love you and see you. And to be honest, love feels more comfortable and relaxing when you're with somebody than it does butterflies in your stomach. So I think, and sorry for that rant. That was just for some people. If you're out there trying to manifest a specific person, like, I see, like, I've done it before, and you can get as close to them as you want, but it will not last. It will not work out unless it's just meant to divinely, and you just want, you manifested them, but then it was also meant to be because the universe was like, oh yeah, this is your person. But yeah, allow things to just be, but be open to love, because the right people, when you're open to love and you're open to having like that soulmate coming in, and just keeping your options open, but thinking about like, how do I want to feel when I'm with somebody? Like, how would they act towards me? What would it be like? Versus kind of trying to manifest a specific person, because you never know, that you might end up with that person and they will not be what you pictured. This has happened to me, I know. You finally win that person over and they're nothing as you thought they were. So this is why when it comes to manifestation, it's about keeping your options open. And when you pray, it's about knowing that the universe actually, like trusting the universe brings the blessings in. It's coming from a space of gratitude. Like, thank you start by saying thank you and acknowledging all the beauty that's already in your life, and then start working from there. And thank you, universe, for continuing to bring me more love, romance, and abundance, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest here. And yeah, for a lot of you, this is kind of more love related, but this can also be like, yeah, just manifesting a new direction, a new path, a new job or career. And for you guys, my mind just totally went blank for a sec. Sorry, guys, I've been channeling. Anything else, Spirit? So in July, there's been also a sudden shift too, where you're actually tapping into a deeper part of yourself. And I feel like for a long time, you've presented yourself to the world more from a place of survival mode, of like trying to fit in, or like having this external persona to protect a more softer, deeper side of you. And maybe you've had situations in your past where you've learned that you need to protect yourself. Maybe people hurt you really bad growing up and broke your heart. And so it's like some of you have turned into a player because of heartbreak. And it's like you're realizing that's not actually who you are. And there's nothing wrong with being a player. It's, just be honest with people and tell them straight up. Don't be lying and snaking around. I mean, do you, but I just know that karma is a thing. But yeah, it's almost like, and this month is kind of really propelling you. If it's not this month, something significant is going to happen next July. But for most of you, I think it's all happening like simultaneously right now. Yeah, there's a lot of shifts happening, and I think that little inner part of you is coming out to play, that real inner truth. Like, it's like tapping into your inner child, like what lit you up as a child. That's also helpful to start pursuing things that like would make your inner child feel really giddy and happy inside. Okay, so with that, let's get into your tarot. What can we do? Why are you feeling lost, and what can we do about it? Okay, we already have the Seven of Swords, the Chariot. Those ones just kind of popped out. I don't know if you saw that, but Ten of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Elder of Cups, and the Oracle of Swords. The bottom of the deck energy is Elder of Wands. So I think a lot of you are hiding how intelligent you are. You're hiding some sort of mysticism. Or maybe you didn't even know that you were that powerful. I would also, for a lot of you, okay, I understand why. In a lot of ways, maybe you've had to move in silence because you've been screwed over by a lot of people in the past. And yeah, I think you've had to reevaluate some relationships and friendships, or yeah, certain kind of things that, like, it's like reevaluating what actually brings you emotional fulfillment. So I can understand why you're feeling lost lately. Like, there's kind of a huge transformation, but it's like like a peeling back of layers of who you became in order to survive in this world. And it's like now you're at a point where you can protect yourself. You believe in yourself, or you're actually moving into that direction if you don't feel that yet. It's because you're starting to see that there's more beyond this reality. You're starting to see that your intuition is actually telling you things. And there's like this secret level up that no one really sees, but it's happening very lively inside of you. Your mind is wild. Your mind is just wild. And I feel like you have a hard time talking to people with surface level stuff. You probably bop, or if you are some sort of more social person, you probably bop around and you make it kind of quick. because you really do crave the deep connections and the deep conversations. And if not, if you're not like that, you're probably just really introverted and you don't socialize as much, because most of the people you're around, they're not on this kind of deep journey that you are. So, and also you have like business ideas, or there's something that you're trying to like create or start for yourself. So move in silence, but focus on yourself. Like peel back and focus on yourself, because that's what's gonna help you move forward and start making long-term plans and decisions for yourself. Like, what do you truly want going forward in life? What's gonna actually fulfill you? When we see the Ten of Pentacles, yes, we think of richness and wealth, but it's also with the Four of Cups here, it's reevaluating, what does that even mean for you? What does richness and wealth mean? Like, is it actually just financial? Because if you actually do research, most of the richest people in the world that have all the money, they have the shittiest personal lives. They have terrible marriages, or they're super lonely. Their mental health is not good. So maybe you already have lots of money and you're just reevaluating, well, what's actually fulfilling in life. So I think there's just like this need to really, again, tap into that inner true self, that little mini you from when you were a little baby, and really like see like what lit you up the most inside. Like, and if you can't quite get to that point, I really do recommend inner child healing work. I'm going to be dropping an inner child healing meditation soon, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, what the heck was I saying? Alyssa, gosh. But if you can't even get that deep, or that's just not how your brain works, you don't believe in that stuff, you really got to learn how to sit with yourself and sit with your heart space. So sit down and put both hands over your heart and go in there and think about what do you need? Ask yourself, like, what do I need right now? And you might cry, or something might come to mind, right? Like friendship or love, or, like community, or a new job, and like something else, right? Don't be afraid of that, because that's going to be your answer. And a lot of the times, emotions are actually our messengers that something is not quite right. Or negative emotions are. So now I'm not speaking for like, serious stuff like mental health issues and diagnoses and all that, diagnoses. I'm talking about like, when you're starting to feel sad, like, and you don't know why, like, ask your sadness what it's trying to tell you. You might be overexerting your energy. You might be working too hard. You might be neglecting yourself and needing rest. Also, there's going to be changes. I think you need to accept the changes within your relationships around you and friendships, because you're evolving at a really fast rate, and there's this deep wisdom that's inside you that I think you guys, like, you feel new to this, but you've had it in you since birth. Like, this was a part of you, and you're finally tapping into it. And it might push some people away that just don't understand, but please don't be afraid to be yourself, because the right people, this is what I mean with the manifestation, you're going to start attracting the right people to come in. And if that hasn't happened yet, but yeah, really and really just acknowledging and making time for yourself to feel your emotions, to be with yourself, to rest and recover when you're feeling tired. Like, do the nurturing mom things that you need to do for yourself with the Elder of Cups here, but then also do the nurturing, do the fun, adventurous, and disciplined actions that you need in this life to like succeed, especially if this is business and stuff. Like, set boundaries for yourself if you need to, and set up a schedule if you need to. But it's like the balance of like, don't go too hard on yourself, but don't be too, loosey-goosey about life, and have a bit of a set plan. But your set plan that maybe you had before is changing, and that's okay. Now you just need to evaluate and bring in more of this heart space. Because I think a lot of you went off of logic and what made sense, but now life is showing you this ball curve of like, did I even say that right? Curveball? I'm dyslexic. Life is showing you a curveball where it's like there's some magic here, and this requires tapping into your emotions and allowing yourself to feel what you're feeling and to heal. And if you guys are like seriously going through some deep stuff and you're kind of scared to even tap into your emotions, I really recommend therapy. I love therapy. I always go to it. I had a special therapist that really, she specialized in working through your emotions, which I really love. But again, it's whatever works for you, right? Listen to yourself. Don't even listen to me. Listen to you. What do you need right now? And I think that's what's going to help you kind of feel less lost in life. So yeah, that's your reading, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comments. And yeah, I love y'all so much. I hope you have an amazing day, and you got this. You're very powerful souls. Please realize this about yourself. Mwah. Bye. Okay. Hey, group 2. Welcome to your reading. We're going to start with some oracle cards to see what your energy is and kind of what's happening, and we'll get into more detailed stuff later with the tarot. Nope. So just remember that not every reading will resonate with everyone, and not everything in the reading will resonate with you. But if you find that this reading is not resonating at all, don't worry about it. You can choose another reading. You can choose another reader, another pile, whatever you want to do. It's your life. It's your life. What did I do first? So let's see. First card we got here is trust your partner, trust communication, vulnerability, and faith. So, having some stuff in the relationship, are we? But I also think this is friendships too, and you're learning how to navigate relationships and friendships, and trying to communicate and work things out and see is this person, for whoever this is, for a lot of you this is romance, but you're trying to see, is this person actually toxic, or is this just something that's not working out, or there's a miscommunication and we can work it out. So that's kind of what I'm seeing with you guys. Oh, look at that. We have reconsider. And we have 6 months from now. Okay, so I don't know, maybe this is a breakup for some of you guys, and then you might realize that you really do love each other and come back 6 months from now. Something really important is going to happen 6 months from now. I think a lot of you have been through a lot, and you hold trauma. I don't think you've been treated well growing up. I think a lot of you has lived a lot of your life on survival mode, or in survival mode, and it's really hard to recognize when you're with someone that's safe or not, because you're constantly questioning, is this person a toxic person, or are we just having a tiff, or is this actually a good person to have in my life? It could be a gray area to tell the difference when you have a lot of trauma, or just an unhealed nervous system. I know firsthand what that is like. I still struggle with that stuff, actually. This should be my reading. No, I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Or maybe something happened in the last 6 months with this person, and things aren't kind of where you want it to be with this friendship or relationship. Something could have happened about 6 months ago from when you're watching this. And I think there's still some unfinished business with this person, or some unfinished, something needs to be said or talked about, heart-to-heart conversation. And The problem is, I'm not calling a single person out. I ain't calling anyone out when I say this, but this is what I've noticed with our human behavior and with myself. When we've been through enough stuff, we end up being on defense mode, and we end up being defensive to those that don't really deserve it. I'll give you an example. Like, I've been really wounded by having shitty partners and emotionally unavailable men, and men cheating on me, or going after like just wanting to have fun and then date someone else or date my friend, right? I've had a lot of bad luck with that. And whenever I was playing out with that and manifesting that, like, I have healed a lot of that. But so basically, because I've been through a lot with men, I went through a period of time where I was feeling just super defensive and just like not opening up and not being loving and not being warm, and just kind of like almost having this attitude that a man has to prove it to me when he doesn't. Like, that's my own stuff. I'm being defensive and I'm feeling like that because I've been through a lot. And maybe that's something that you're experiencing too. Like, you might be feeling a little defensive and wondering, you might be coming up with scenarios in your head about this person, but this person might not actually be doing any of that. There could just be some heartbreak and some miscommunication and trust. And the thing that's required in this situation is communication and talking it out and being able to let the defenses down. I'm drinking collagen water. It's so good. But yeah, and I hope and no one feels called out here. Like, this is, we all go through stuff like this. And again, like, let's just see, right? Like, I don't know your personal life. I don't know if you're with somebody who's actually toxic or not. This is what the cards have been saying. So I guess if there's someone who's specifically heavily on your mind right now, and this feels right. Like, this feels like someone you were close with, but there's something recent that's pulled you two apart, or there's some sort of distance. You're just not quite where you want to be with this person. You know that there's unfinished business. You can feel it. You feel that there's more to this connection, even though it seems over. Like, and it happened like 6 months ago, or around that time frame when things started to turn. So your other two cards are, you're feeling somewhat confused by the events that are unfolding around you. Oh my gosh. And the various seemingly contradictory information that are coming your way. Trust your instincts and do what they are telling you to do. And you will learn a lot about yourself and the direction you want your life to take. So I don't know if you've had friends telling you about this, like, bad things about this person, or kind of feeding that defensive mode, that defensive energy. Like, maybe you've been asking for a lot of advice. I really encourage you to tap into your own wisdom and or talk to like a therapist, like talk to somebody who really understands people and psychology, not just friends that are like, you know how they can be. They'll be extra supportive, especially when if you're a guy talking about whatever gender you're attracted to, right? They're going to chime in. Your guy friends are going to chime in and like have your back or whatever. Like, usually when it comes to romance and you're into somebody, your friends are just going to chime in and like give their opinion out of defensiveness if something goes wrong. And it might not even be that big of an issue. This might be something that's totally workable. Or they might be saying assumptions about this person based on some of their actions or behavior. And that might not be true at all. Like, you know this person better than they do, right? So yeah, keep that in mind. Like, and I'm not saying like just ignore any red flags, right? Pay attention to your red flags, but stop asking for advice about this person and start actually like tuning in to how you feel and what you really feel about this person, and how do they actually make you feel at the end of the day? Like, when it's all said and done, despite what you're going through with them right now. Like, how do they make you feel on a daily basis? How do they make you feel after you see them usually? Like, that's a good telltale sign. If you feel good, if you don't feel drained around the person that you're with, or like some days we're tired, yeah, our social battery runs out, but if you're hanging out with somebody and you constantly feel drained after hanging out with them, or you get like headaches or exhaustion, that's an energetic signature that that person is draining your energy, and it's not always the best to be around them. For whatever reason, they might just be too extroverted and you might be introverted, whatever. You just don't fully vibe on the same vibe. Gosh, what was I saying? Oh, they move so fast. The messages move so fast through me. Sorry, gosh. But whatever tiff you've been having with this person, think about your time with them as a whole. Like when you spent time with them on a regular basis, how have they shown up for you? How have they made you feel? Like, pay attention to that. A lot of truth that we have is lying right within us. And sometimes we're just too anxious or uncomfortable to tap into our feelings and listen to that. Because you know what? Feelings are uncomfortable to feel. And that is the reality. Because sometimes when we love someone so much, like there's painful feelings that come up with that. And who wants to feel painful feelings? But unfortunately, it's the most necessary thing you can do to find the truth of the situation and your own truth, and to actually direct yourself and where to go next and how to heal and how to move forward, is when we step in and acknowledge our pain and listen to it. It often has a message for us. And you got 2. I am diplomatic. Ooh. You have great talent for finding solutions. Your intuitive and unbiased nature allow you to see all sides of any situation and advise others towards the most fair and beneficial outcome. That's beautiful. I think you're the right person to have a conversation with, for sure. A lot of you could be INFPs or ENFPs. If you follow, I think it's called the Myers-Briggs personality chart or whatever. I'm an FP, shout out. But yeah, I think like you might even have people that are in your circle that are being more defensive about this person than you are. And you're the one that's like, you're curious enough to go at least have a conversation and see. And like, so I think I would listen to yourself on this. Like, granted, if this person that I'm getting really good vibes, but you know what? Just in case, I'll tap into the tarot right meow. And we'll see, like, what's up with this. Because I do feel like you're feeling lost from this situation. Oh, interesting. Pile 1 got 7 of Swords. So we got 7 of Swords. We got 8 of Swords. 9 of Swords. What? Sorry, that was getting weird, man. 7 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 7, 8, 9. So that right away is telling me that you're like, something is moving forward, like you're stepping up, or like something that you want is moving forward in your life, or you're going to be moving forward in some kind of way. Okay, 7 of Wands, and then we have, wow, okay, 9 of Wands. Very fiery mental energy. Oh, we got 10 of Wands. Aye, that's your bottom of the deck energy. This person is weighed down by their responsibilities. You have so much on your shoulder, but I feel like you're weighed down by like something about a connection too. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, you just got a lot on your, like, okay, so some of you have just so much on your plate, and like you want to go and make time for this person or make time for love. And others of you feel very weighed down by a connection that's like really upsetting you in some way. And I feel like deep down you want to mend this connection. Even if like you don't think you're totally wrong in it, part of you wants to say something and reach out, and that might be a good idea. So, yeah, but yeah, this is weighing on you heavily, and I think it's for a reason, you guys. So 7 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords. Oh my gosh. 9 of Wands. What was 9 of Wands? Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So you've been thinking about this quietly. You've been moving in silence in regards to this situation. What's keeping you stuck though is you're overthinking it and like there's a lot of anxiousness in your situation. And I think the fact that you're moving in silence is not helping you. Like you're purposely being quiet, you're purposely not reaching out, you're purposely being closed off. Some of you might be in that defense mode of like, oh, well, they should text me first because that means that they like me. Like, stop, like, coming up with rules of like if someone likes you or not. Because you know what? Like, I mean, personally for me, like, I can go days without texting somebody and I could be totally in love with somebody. And I was recently. So really like try to have a more open mindset and understand that a lot of people have their own processing, their own stuff going on in their life, and it's not always personal, right? Like, and I mean, also you've been through a lot too, a lot of heartbreak. This is why you've had to be in a place where you're analyzing situations so much, because you've had a lot of heartbreak and loss and a lot of chaos too in your life. And some of you it's like mainly through relationships, but for others of you it's like your upbringing was very toxic and you've just had a lot of uncertainty and chaos and like aggression, and there was no time for nurture and love, really. Or you had to step it up and take care of things. You've had to step it up and take care of things at a young age. Maybe your dad left or passed away or walked out on you or just wasn't great. Like you've had to look after the family in some way, whether you're just emotionally mature at a young age and looking after things. Yeah, you've been through a lot, and I understand this attitude of you deserve love and the best, but the Nine of Swords is like is really like you're thinking of the worst scenarios. You're thinking of the worst case scenario all the time. If you watch Trailer Park Boys, you're thinking of the worst case Ontarios. But like just a lot of anxiousness about this situation and like thinking it's so much worse than it might actually be, or like assuming the worst, that if you reach out it'll be bad, like, or you'll be rejected or hurt. That I feel like this person reciprocates that talkative, caring energy. Like I have a good feeling about this person. I'll pull some more cards on that in a bit, but yeah, with the Seven of Wands too, and the Nine of Wands, like the Nine of Wands really shows that you have been through a lot, and you're kind of, the way that this griffin is looking over the sunset, it's like you've been looking over your life and how far you've come, and you're finally in a place where you know you deserve better. But what comes with that and what comes with trauma is this little bit of defensiveness too, the need to defend your position and your honor. And I understand that, like, especially if you've been hurt by like the gender that you're attracted to. The hardest thing you can do is put down the defenses and at least try to hear someone out or reach out or whatever, right? Because let me tell you something about romantic heartbreak. It really hits home. Like it really gets you. And it's really hard for me to even put down my defenses sometimes when it comes to the gender that I'm attracted to, you know, like, but with this person, like there might be more to this connection than what's been left. And this might require you to say something, and it's unfortunate. And maybe you've been wounded because you've been the one to reach out a lot in the past, and you've went through a period of time where you set a bunch of boundaries and pushed the right people away that you needed to. But the pendulum can swing the other way, and you can become too defensive, and you might push the right people away by doing that too, right? So, and who knows, maybe this person was going through something where they needed to kind of withdraw. Like you might not even fully know why they withdrawed, and it wouldn't hurt to ask. Like I don't even think this person fully ghosted you. I feel like they're still around. But let me check it out. Oh, I'm going to pull it because it just aggressively came out. What's this person dealing with right now? As this turns into a reading about a person. Six of Swords. So this person has been through a lot. There's something karmic about your connection for sure. Like there was triggering with each other. There was like egos that needed dissolving. Like again, it was like both being defensive and not quite being heart-centered in this connection. And the Six of Swords, this person has been through a lot as well in their own way, and they've kind of been rebirthing and moving away and kind of discovering who they are. And so they've really been juggling. They might have been juggling this connection too and thinking about, well, what's going to make them happier too. But you know what's interesting is when this ends off with the Three of Pentacles, this is a card often of like, it is about getting support and starting to create things and really put things into motion and action and seeing some manifestation happening. But this is also like collaboration and working with others. And the Wheel of Fortune is telling me that this might have been a very karmic connection in the past where there's a lot of triggering and maybe some toxicity, but with the Six of Swords and like this is like a phoenix, this is a rebirth of this connection of like your energies have been juggling because they were like really off before, even though there was like the world brought you together for some reasons, like you needed to meet each other and you've probably learnt so much from each other. And the Wheel of Fortune here is I do see this collaboration coming in. Like I think this person would be absolutely okay to talk to you and to collaborate. This person's working towards that. This person has also gone through with the Page of Wands here, they're actually currently like, again, their rebirth is very much about like inner child healing and rediscovering themselves. And yeah, it kind of seems a little parallel to what you're going through too. So this could be some twin flame action if you guys believe in that stuff. Or just like, again, soulmate level where you're mirroring each other. You're going through similar things in life. And spiritually, you're going through similar things. So if you're feeling lost and it's really is regarding a situation with a person, it might be a good idea to reach out and to try again just to see if you can make it work. And to be open and honest and less defensive. And just see what happens. If it goes wrong, then you know, and then you can move on. And you can finally cut this person off. Right? But this is looking pretty positive so far, so... All right, pile 2, if this resonated with you, please let me know why in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And I'm sending you so much love, blessings, and good luck through your journeys in life. And yeah, wishing you all the best. Mwah. Bye. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. And if this reading, for whatever reason, doesn't resonate with you, you can pick another pile, you can pick another reading or another reader, whatever floats your boat. And yeah, we're going to get started and just check out the oracle cards, and then I'll get into the tarot after to see more details about what's going on. Let's see what we got for you. Practice acceptance, letting go, surrender, peace, forgiveness. You guys have been hurt really bad lately. If you came from pile 2, hello. Well, you might come from pile 2. There's some remnants of this, but I think ultimately you've been hurt. And I think, obviously we can't justify pain. Pain sucks. And to be honest, when they say, oh, it happened for a reason, so you could learn this, it's like, well, fuck off. But yeah, I really do feel like you're learning how to give to yourself and love yourself more. And I think the struggle with forgiveness is, some of us think that forgiveness is about saying what happened is okay, or like re-inviting that person into your heart. But forgiveness isn't doing that at all. Forgiveness isn't even about the other person. Fuck that other person. It's more about like making peace with the fact that it happened. and just taking what you can from the situation, and just acknowledging like how much wiser you are, how resilient you are, how powerful you are. Like, and I hate to say that just to justify the pain, but you really have become, like, you really have leveled up in so many ways, and you have also been through a lot of pain. So, but, yeah, with this mindset, with forgiveness and surrender, I think something's not meant to be, and you're really heartbroken about it. And yeah. Or for some of you, someone wants to like apologize about something, and yeah, someone wants to make up to you for something. Now, it really depends how bad it is that what they did, and this is only for some of you, but yeah, I would I think you guys need to go into nature and like nature more, and just kind of sit with yourself and kind of really feel out what you need to be doing. I think you got a lot of racing thoughts. Is there something on this card? Ew, what is that? I don't know what that was. I'm so sorry. And yeah, I think just practicing like having patience with yourself and allowing yourself to have peace and stillness and slowing down and being gentle. I don't think you guys are very gentle with yourselves. Also, some of you are really wanting to manifest some stuff, and I think you're clinging on to it a bit too tightly. Like, it's something that you really want. And the thing is, when we're manifesting and we're feeling really attached to an outcome, what we're actually doing is manifesting just the struggle and the attachment. We're not actually manifesting the outcome, because it's the feeling. It's mainly about the feeling that you feel inside and the thoughts you're having. That's what manifestation is. So when you're pulling and you're feeling overly attached to something or someone, like, I really want to date that person, or I really want that job, like, and you just really want it, you could feel this tense kind of pulling energy. And what you're doing is just manifesting more of that, which is going to push that thing or that person away. And instead of being like, when you're manifesting, you want to be open, and you want to be like, oh, like, I'll be fine either way, but this would be really awesome if it came in for me. This is actually something I was doing as a little kid. I would be like, oh, it'd be really cool if this happened. And sometimes it would. And then I just completely forgot that I could do that. But that is manifestation basics. And just kind of releasing attachment to the outcome, and just trusting that if it's not meant to be, it won't be. And that's just the universe protecting you of what's not meant to be. Because you never know, that situation might suck anyway once you're in it. So, and just trusting that, like, the universe will bring you what you desire out of life. It's just, it might not show up in the exact person or job that you want, but think of, like, when it comes to manifesting, think about what you want to experience, not necessarily what exact job or person or thing that it is. Instead of saying, I want to date that specific person, think about how you want to feel when you're dating somebody. How do you want that person to treat you, and how do you want your lives to play out? Like, think about those things, and almost kind of almost like feel and imagine like you're dating somebody and feel that warmth. But when you try to do that with a specific person or a job, you could do this with a job too, like feeling what you want to, how do you want to feel working at a job? How much, like, how do you want your job to look like? What do you want to be doing? Like, do you want more physical work, or more customer service type stuff, or entrepreneur stuff? Like, whatever it is, think about how you want to feel, and kind of like, that's how I've manifested everything in my life. Like, and the more broad you are, the more open you are to the possibilities that the universe can bring into you. So, and the reason why you can't manifest, like, I mean, you could try, but it doesn't tend to work out in the end. If you try to manifest a specific person, 9 times out of the 10, that person isn't exactly what you thought they were, because you had if it's a crush and you don't fully know them, you have there's a lot of stuff that we make up in our heads. Everyone does this when we have like big crushes and stuff. And you're not always seeing the person for who they are and the other unseen parts of them that take time to get to know, right? So try to release attachment to like who it is or what exactly it is, and think about how you want to feel in life and what are the things you want to manifest. Like for me, I used to think I always had to manifest money, but now I say, universe, thank you for all this abundance and richness in my life, because I realize there's more. Like money is only just a fraction of what makes you feel wealthy in life. And I was someone who survived a house fire and lost everything. I lost my cat. Like I've been to a point where I've had no money, and then I've been to a point where I had a ton of savings, which I do now. But at the end of the day, money is not the biggest key to happiness. And broadening that perspective of like bringing you abundance, bringing you love, bringing you romance, and keeping your heart open and trusting that the universe is going to bring that in for you. I am so sorry I ranted for so long. Jeez. Remain positive. Yeah, like trust that the universe can trust that manifestation is real and you can actually attract things. You also have 6. Your heart is your gift. You are a natural born nurturer and have a great talent for helping and healing others. You are the epitome of self-sacrifice and a protector of those you love. I am nurturing. Yeah, so empaths, my loving individuals, you have been through a lot. People have taken advantage of your sweet kindness, haven't they? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, everyone. I know what that's like. And I hope you never lose that gentle magic and that spark inside you and remain positive, because you are a star, you are a light, you are magical. A lot of you are earth angels, actually. Like just really deep, sensitive, beautiful souls that care so deeply for others. And but I feel like a lot of people, like there's been some people pleasing. A lot of people have taken advantage of you, have hurt you, and a lot of you has gone unseen and unheard in this life. And I think what's needed right now in your life is giving yourself time to heal and to focus on you, and to I feel like a lot of you need to take a bit, like if you're still people pleasing a little bit, or even you might not even know this is people pleasing, but like when we feel the need to constantly be there for our friends and overly socialize and be at everyone's beck and call, like that drains the life out of a person. And you really do need to acknowledge that, especially being a sensitive soul and an empath, as like you are, a spiritual being, like, we're just wise person, old soul. You really do need to take a lot of time for yourself to heal and recover and refill that cup, because like your energy is healing, and people just being around you, like they just slurp up the juices of your aura, and they're just like, oh, I'm so healed. But then over time, like you start to get drained. So you need to go to nature. You need to have naps or have bubble baths or do soothing, nice, sweet, nurturing things for yourself on a regular basis. Okay, sorry. Then we have this card here. Don't allow anyone to abuse your power or take it away from you. Remember, you will be treated how you allow others to treat you. Show them that you value yourself far too much to settle for anything less than you deserve. I only giggled because I was just talking about this, and I think that's magical. But again, like you were overlooked, you were bullied, you were mistreated, you were abused, and where you're feeling, actually I'll say that part after. I just feel so bad, you guys, like you've been through a lot. And I really hope that you learn to see your own inner power, even if others don't. I hope you see your own inner beauty, even if some people around you don't. Some people are haters because they're insecure and jealous, you know? And I just hope you really see the magic that you hold and that you actually bring to this world. And the more you set boundaries with people, the wrong people will have a problem with your boundaries. Let's just say that. Like, if you start setting boundaries and you say, I need to make more time for myself, if people don't get that's a sign of a toxic person. Because, like, as long as you're communicating and you're open and honest about you needing time for yourself, people should understand that. And also, like, some of you are feeling lost right now because you're with somebody or you're around somebody that's really hurt you or did something really toxic. And so when we talk about like the forgiveness and letting go here, you don't need to forgive that person right now. It's not about that. And what we said earlier, it's about making peace with what happened. But if this has just happened, don't worry about that right now. You need to take care of yourself. You can do the forgiving and healing after, but you want to get away from this person and focus on that. And and just setting boundaries with people and realizing you're not emotionally responsible for people. This is something that therapy taught me, because this was me like until therapy. And I'm just like, when I heard that, I was like, you're right. Like, why am I being overly emotionally responsible for people? And I was so drained and fatigued all the time. This is the first time in my life I have high energy levels and I'm not catering to anybody. I'm trying my best to communicate when I can that I need time, but and it's not perfect, but there's an improvement I'm seeing in myself. And I think you will too when you just start pulling back and setting more boundaries for yourself. And I'm seeing like an egg or like a cocoon. Like, you are such a nurturing soul, but you never got the nurturing that you can give people. No one, I got goosebumps. No one's nurtured you the way that you've nurtured somebody. And it's like, that's what you need is that love and nurturing. And if right now you're not around the right people that can give you that, pull back your energy from your current community and people and give yourself the nurturing and love. And the right people will still be around you, and with communication, they'll understand. The wrong people will fade out of your life, and they will F right off. But yeah, you have magic and healing and like this gentle, nourishing, nurturing nature. And it's important that you protect that for yourself. But yeah, you never got that. You never got to feel that. You give that energy. You are that energy, but you've really lacked being like receiving this in your life. And I think you need that most. So within a couple of weeks, so for a lot of you that are in a situation that is requiring some pain because you're learning that you need to choose yourself, this might be getting resolved within a couple of weeks. Or something's going to happen within a couple of weeks. Maybe for some of you, you're hoping to manifest something, right? Well, you might find out in a couple of weeks what's going to be happening with that. 2, with here, it says 2, so it could be about a partnership. You could be meeting someone new within a couple of weeks. Maybe you were heartbroken from someone from the past that betrayed you, and you're trying to stay positive for a new love. And in a couple weeks, you're probably going to find out about that. Also, I would say if you're feeling extremely burnt out right now, or just not feeling good, or this is like a fresh situation, like take a couple of weeks where you're doing way less socializing and really just taking time for yourself and do things that bring you peace. Like, go out into nature is one of the best things you could do for yourself. Like, if you walk barefoot in nature, Or if you lean against a tree with your back resting on a tree, like feeling that earth energy, like it really does reset your nervous system. And on a scientific level too, it resets your nervous system and it settles you down. It settles you down. Sorry. I love going to nature, especially when I'm not feeling well. It's the best. Okay, let's get into your tarot and see what's going on. Why are you guys feeling so lost right now? We got the Fool in reverse, the Emperor in reverse, oh, the Sun in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune, we got Judgment in reverse, and we got the Hermit in reverse as your bottom of the deck energy. Just trust that it's there. This camera's not big enough. That's the Hermit in reverse. It's going to be right there. Alyssa, what are you doing? You're supposed to be reading for the kids. Sorry, guys. This camera, I got a new camera stand and it's being funky. Holy crap, I didn't even see the Queen of Pentacles popping out here. Okay, so a lot of reversals, so we're going to talk about it. Yeah, I feel like some of you were in kind of almost like an abusive relationship in the past, or like, or somebody in your life would like, you'd make a piece of art and they'd criticize it. Like they would put you down. They would just completely put you down. This could be a parental figure from your childhood. Or again, like an abusive partner. You might still be with them. Like, where they might not be physically abusive, maybe, for some of you. But this, like, verbally for sure, like, emotionally unavailable, like, toxic masculine energy where it's like there's no room for empathy and nurturing. And somehow you're always wrong in the relationship. Like, you're the one who's always wrong. They demean everything that you create or make or do. Like they never build you up. And I feel like for some of you, this is parental because it's like killed that childlike wonder. And this is why the Fool's in reverse. And that's why it's been hard to believe that good things can manifest, because you've had such a traumatic childhood. You've had some pain going on where you've like, it's taught you that life is tough and that good things can't happen. But that's a mindset that you learned through your terrible situations, but you can unlearn that and change that. And the Wheel of Fortune is encouraging you to change your mind with the Judgment in reverse, to like try to see life differently, because like, especially when you start loving on yourself and you actually see that there's nothing actually wrong with you, you are just around the wrong type of people or the wrong person, that there's nothing wrong with your inner light, your spark. I feel like you've had to hide and dim your light a lot, because a lot of people, again, were putting you down and not seeing you clearly, not believing in you. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's like you've had to be alone because it's felt safer than being around people, with the Hermit in reverse there. But now you feel kind of lonely and you want to be with the right, like, like-minded people, the like-minded souls, or like just a romantic connection or friendship that is like-minded and reciprocated and mutual and healthy. And it's hard to believe in something like that when you've been through so much. But the universe wants you to know that as you make the decision to leave this situation, or as you heal and move through this, and like with this card back here too about forgiving, it's like healing that past too and processing it and realizing, like, if this was you in your childhood, you were just a child and you just happen to have an asshole for a parent. And they're an asshole because of their own trauma too, but they never healed. So they pass it on to you. And then if you're in if it's about a toxic relationship, like just learning to also forgive yourself for not seeing things clearly and for not seeing your own light, because sometimes it's hard to see our own light when people are not treating us well. But when you leave the situation, or if you have and you're still healing, like the more that you allow yourself to be and express yourself and to tap into your own light, the more you're gonna see like how amazing you really are. And it's like you're going through a level up and a glow up as you move away from this situation, from this heartbreak. I feel like I need to pull a couple more now. That is really good reading. That is crazy. We have 6 of Cups in reverse. We have the Ace of Swords. 5 of Pentacles. I'm sorry, guys. So I actually need one more clarifier, but I really get a good vibe actually in the end. Okay, there we go. Ace of Pentacles. That's what I was looking for. And because the reason why I wanted to explain this, but I wanted to ensure that I was actually getting the right message from Spirit. But it seems as though, yeah, like there's a lot of people from your past. The past is what's paining you right now for most of you. If you're not in that current kind of situation I mentioned, most of you are in more of the processing of the past. And if it wasn't just a parent, it could have been people that you were around that like because you were dimming your light, and people were just not, they were just agreeing with you. They wouldn't encourage you or believe in you, or like when you showed them your art, they were just like, oh yeah, that's cool. But you never really felt like supported. Like you never really felt a true deep connection with a lot of the people you were around. And I feel like there's a lot of like drama and gossip and just like unhealthy stuff, and people did not see your light and see how amazing you are. Or like they're just at a that kind of more immature drama starting kind of level for some of you. And they're unhealed. I feel like there's for some of you, there's partying and gossip, and you felt lonely in all your connections because you're so past that kind of stuff. For others of you, it's more like friendships, relationships, people that have definitely hurt you. And so you're aware that you need to move on. And with the 5 of Pentacles, I'm really sorry because it's left you in a place of feeling left out in the cold. Maybe someone left you for someone else, for some of you. Or you lost a whole friend group because you're in recovery and you're trying to do better, and maybe they drink or they use substances. You're trying to move on, and it almost feels like they might have the higher road. They definitely are the ones that screwed you over. I don't know if you probably didn't get closure. You probably didn't get clarity. They probably haven't fully acknowledged what they did was wrong. And it's just caused you a lot of pain. For some of you, yeah, it was like a third party situation, or just abuse and just not having the apology that you needed, or what you just didn't get the closure you needed. So you're trying to move on, you're trying to heal, you're trying to not feel lost. Some of you, you've gotten a divorce, and you're trying to move forward. But guess what? We do have the Ace of Pentacles, which is you're having some new, stable, solid connections coming in your life with the 3 of Cups here. Friendships, reasons to celebrate. You're going out and socializing with people, but good people that make you feel fulfilled inside. And we have the 8 of Cups. And that is you, you're working through it. You're going to be, I know you feel lost right now, and a lot of this is fresh stuff. You've really just are going through some heartbreak, and you're going to be moving through that. And what the 8 of Cups is telling us is that you're thinking about the things in regards to past relationships, and the things and the choices that you made in life, and what actually works for you in life and what doesn't, and what works for you in regards to your relationships and your friendships, and just really, really believing that you deserve better, that you don't need to dim your light, because the right people are going to love who you truly are. They're going to love your light. They're going to love that you express yourself fully. And if like anyone who gets triggered by that, that's for them to learn something about themselves. Anytime you're triggered about something, there's a lesson there. What is that trigger teaching you? And if you're triggering people by not dimming your light, they have a lesson to learn about it. Maybe it's their own insecurities, or maybe, yeah, like maybe like, you never know. You never know. It's not always like malicious when people do that, but don't be emotionally responsible for people all the time, and, fulfill yourself, fulfill your own cup, look after yourself, allow yourself to heal from this heartbreak, and know that you deserve to be nurtured and loved. Yeah, a lot of you had like some toxic, I don't know, just aggressive parents or something. And working through that. And if you start to really believe that with yourself and you give yourself the nurturing and love, you're going to really start attracting more people that reciprocate energy that give you love. I didn't even notice this, but when I reshuffled the deck, I got the 10 of Cups, which is the epitome of emotional fulfillment. You might even have a new family in the future, or like a new solid foundation. This could be soul family too. This doesn't have to just be like wife, kids, husband. This could be like close friends, a lover, like a community, a solid community, but with people that really speak your soul language, that you can relate to on a deep level. So that is coming in your future. You're just feeling lost right now because you're in the in-between and you're just working through things. But there is a light at the end of this tunnel, and it's really fulfilling and happy and awesome. And it might only be a couple weeks, like that card under there. So this might just be like just a few more weeks of feeling kind of super uncertain, and then you might start to see things kind of coming together for you. All right, my loves, that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. And if it resonated, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know how or why. And I will see you in the next one. Sending you so much love and blessings in your journeys through life, and wishing you all the best. Mwah. Bye.